Am I back? It feels great. If I'm back, it feels great.
Johnny Depp's unexpected transformation is grabbing attention everywhere. With striking silver hair, a bold new look, and a calm confidence, fans are stunned by his powerful glow-up. The courtroom drama is now behind him, making way for a personal and public rebirth. His quiet resurgence has caught everyone off guard, and there's a deeper story behind this new chapter. Stay with us as we reveal Johnny Depp's remarkable comeback. From guitars to the big screen, Johnny Depp's story begins far from red carpets and movie premieres. He grew up in a world that shifted constantly, and from that chaos, he discovered his escape music. He was born on June 9, 1963, in Owensboro, Kentucky. His family moved frequently during his childhood, which made him feel rootless until they finally settled in Florida. When he was 12, his mother gave him a guitar. Instantly, the instrument became his refuge. He taught himself to play and spent countless hours lost in melodies, finding solace in sound when life felt unstable.
On South Florida then, our first show with Johnny Depp. It was like magic. It really was. It was magic. He was incredibly handsome.
In 1979, at the age of 16, he made a startling decision. He dropped out of high school to pursue music full-time. His principal, seeing his talent, encouraged him to follow that passion, a turning point that set his course. He joined a local band called The Kids, later Six Gun Method, and moved to Los Angeles in 1983. They dreamt of breaking into the music scene, but reality was harsh. Practice rooms were crowded, money was tight, and to pay the rent, Depp took odd jobs, including telemarketing. Then fate intervened. Through his then-wife, he met actor Nicolas Cage. Cage listened and suggested, "Why don't you try acting?" Depp didn't plan on this path, but he admired actors and needed work.
Johnny had befriended Nicolas Cage. Nicolas used to come to see some of the shows. So Johnny came into rehearsal one day and he said, "Hey man, I'm gonna go do this reading."
In 1984, things changed. Depp auditioned for A Nightmare on Elm Street and won the role of Glenn. He had no training, but he took the chance, and that first film role opened a door he could never close. Just 3 years later, in 1987, Johnny landed the lead role in 21 Jump Street on Fox. He became a teen idol almost overnight. His face was in magazines and at fan events. Yet inside, he felt uneasy. Becoming a star wasn't what he expected. It felt more like being sold. But what happens when someone who seems to have everything, fame, success, and attention, realizes he doesn't want any of it? Let us tell you, acting outside the lines. After becoming popular from 21 Jump Street, Johnny Depp had everything a rising star could want: fame, fans, and magazine covers. But something didn't feel right. He once said the show made him feel like a product, not a person, and the fame didn't feel right to him. It wasn't enough to just be seen. He wanted to be understood. That meant stepping away from being the pretty boy Hollywood had packaged him as. In 1990, Johnny started choosing roles that most actors would run from. His first big rebellion came through Cry Baby, a strange and satirical musical directed by John Waters.
I can sing better than Cry Baby Walker any day of the week.
The movie didn't do well in theaters at first, but years later, it gained a cult following. Johnny played a slick-haired heartbreaker who cried a single tear and mocked every clean-cut image he'd been tied to. It wasn't just acting, it was a statement. Later that same year, Johnny shocked everyone by starring in Edward Scissorhands. Directed by Tim Burton, the film gave Johnny a role unlike any before. A gentle, wordless outsider with blades for hands and a heart full of confusion.
After I met him, I realized he was that character, you know.
Depp prepared for the role by watching silent films, especially those of Charlie Chaplin. He studied Charlie Chaplin movies to learn how to act without words. Critics praised the performance, and he earned his first Golden Globe nomination. This role also sparked something much deeper: his creative partnership with director Tim Burton. They shared a love for strange stories and misunderstood characters. Together, they turned Hollywood's idea of a leading man upside down. Each role was different, bold, and risky. But Depp wasn't afraid. Through the 1990s, Johnny kept picking films that tested him. In Benny and June, he played a whimsical man obsessed with silent comedy. In Dead Man, he played a lost accountant on a surreal journey through the American West. Then came Ed Wood in 1994, another Tim Burton project. Johnny played a real-life director known for making bad movies with too much passion and not enough talent. In 1994, he played the odd filmmaker Ed Wood, again with Tim Burton. Instead of mocking the character, Depp filled him with heart and hope. His portrayal was so sincere that it helped audiences see the beauty in failure. He wasn't playing it safe, he was growing. These roles didn't always lead to big box office numbers, but Johnny didn't seem to care. What mattered to him was the challenge, the transformation, and the truth behind each role. From silent characters to loud dreamers, from dark loners to comic oddballs, he was willing to be uncomfortable if it meant being real. Could his bold choices make him a global star or push him out of Hollywood for good? Stay with us to know Iconic Rise. By the early 20s, Johnny Depp had become one of the most fascinating and unpredictable actors in Hollywood. He no longer needed to prove he wasn't a teen idol. His bold choices in the 90s had already shown his range. Now, he was about to take that foundation and build something unforgettable. In 2000, Johnny starred in Chocolat, a gentle romantic drama set in a quiet French village. In 2000, he starred in Chocolat.
I bet you've never had hot chocolate made from a 2,000-year-old recipe. Sweetness, tangy, adventurous.
A sweet drama set in a small French town. He played Roux, a mysterious traveler who challenges traditions and brings warmth to a closed-off community. Though his screen time was limited, Depp's quiet intensity left a lasting impact. A year later came Blow, where he transformed into real-life substance trafficker George Jung. From a hopeful young man to a weathered criminal, he played the role with emotional depth and brutal honesty. His performance reminded audiences that Depp could vanish completely into a character's world. Then, in 2003, everything changed. Johnny Depp became a global phenomenon with his role in Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. As Captain Jack Sparrow, he created a character unlike anything seen before, quirky, unpredictable, and totally magnetic. Depp became a global superstar with one role, Captain Jack Sparrow. It wasn't just acting, it was a full-on transformation. Inspired by rock legends and silent film comedians, Jack Sparrow was chaotic and clever, stumbling through battles and somehow always surviving. The film was a massive hit, and for the first time, Depp became the face of a billion-dollar franchise. He received his first Academy Award nomination for this role, proving that even the wildest characters could be award-worthy if played with enough heart. But he didn't stop there. In 2004's Finding Neverland, Depp portrayed J.M. Barrie, the man who imagined Peter Pan. He was a kind father in Finding Neverland. His performance was calm, sincere, and filled with emotional tenderness. It earned him another Oscar nomination and showed his soft, introspective side. During this time, Depp continued to work closely with Tim Burton. In 2005, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, he gave Willy Wonka an unusual twist, awkward, soft-spoken, and mysterious. That same year, he voiced Victor in the animated film Corpse Bride, playing a nervous groom caught between the worlds of the living and the dead. But it was 2007's Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Fleet Street, that proved just how far Johnny was willing to go. Award. He played a vengeful barber who turned murder into an art form. The role was dark, bloody, and even musical Depp sang every line himself. He received critical praise and yet another Oscar nomination. While audiences admired the rising star on screen, a very different story was unfolding behind the camera, in his heart, and at home. Come with us to know Behind the Fame. While Johnny Depp's career rose with unforgettable characters, his personal life had its own highs and lows. Away from the lights and cameras, Johnny experienced love, heartbreak, and moments of quiet reflection that shaped him just as much as his roles. His first marriage came at just 20 years old. Johnny Depp's first marriage came early. He married Laurie Ann Allison on Christmas Eve, 1983. She was a makeup artist and the sister of one of his bandmates. At the time, Johnny was still focused on music. Though the marriage was short-lived, Laurie's role was important. She introduced Johnny to Nicolas Cage, changing his life forever. That connection led him to acting. After Laurie, Johnny had several high-profile relationships. He was engaged to both Jennifer Grey and Sherilyn Fenn in the late 1980s. But his most talked-about romance came in the early 1900s with actress Winona Ryder. They met while filming Edward Scissorhands and quickly became a Hollywood favorite. Johnny even tattooed Winona Forever on his arm. When they broke up, he altered the tattoo. He changed it to Wino Forever. A quirky decision, but one that revealed how deeply he felt about love and loss. In 1994, he began dating supermodel Kate Moss. Their relationship, intense and passionate, often made headlines for both their fashion and their fights. It ended in 1998, the same year he met someone very different. Vanessa Paradis, a French singer and actress, came into his life while he was filming The Ninth Gate. They fell in love and built a quiet life away from Hollywood noise. The couple never married, but stayed together for over a decade. They had 2 children, Lily Rose in 1999 and Jack in 2000. Depp once said, "You cannot plan the kind of deep love that results in children." Becoming a father changed Johnny in quiet but powerful ways. It was a chapter of peace for a man known for chaos. Though Johnny and Vanessa separated in 2012, they remained respectful. Fame had shaped his image, but love and fatherhood shaped his soul. In the noise of Hollywood, Depp searched for something real and often found it in the quiet moments, not the red carpets. What happens when love turns into conflict and private pain is pulled into the harsh glare of global attention. Love on trial. Not all Hollywood love stories end in fairy tales. Some end in courtrooms, headlines, and worldwide attention. That's what happened when Johnny Depp's relationship with actress Amber Heard transformed from romance into one of the most public legal battles in celebrity history. They met while filming The Rum Diary in 2009. What started as an on-set friendship developed into a real relationship. Soon after breaking up with Vanessa Paradis, Johnny began dating actress Amber Heard. They starred together in The Rum Diary. In 2015, they married in a quiet ceremony. For a brief time, it felt like a fresh start, but the peace didn't last. In May 2016, Amber filed for divorce and requested a temporary restraining order. She said Johnny had been verbally and physically abusive during their relationship, often when he was under the influence of harmful substances or alcohol. The media exploded with the news. Johnny denied the claims, saying he was the one being emotionally damaged. By January 2017, their divorce was finalized. Both parties released a joint statement. They said their relationship had been intensely passionate and at times volatile, but always bound by love. Johnny paid Amber $7 million, which she said she would donate to charity, but silence was short-lived. In December 2018, Amber wrote an op-ed in the Washington Post, describing herself as a public figure representing domestic abuse. Clear, Johnny claimed the article ruined his career. In 2019, he filed a $50 million defamation lawsuit, stating it cost him major roles, including his role in Pirates of the Caribbean. Amber countersued for $100 million, claiming Depp and his lawyer tried to destroy her reputation. The trial began on April 2022 and was streamed live. The trial began on April 2022 and lasted until June. People followed it like a drama series. It featured shocking audio, emotional testimonies, and viral courtroom clips. On June 1, 2022, the jury reached a decision. They found that Heard's op-ed was false and harmful, and awarded Depp $10 million in compensatory damages and $5 million in punitive damages. Virginia law capped the punitive amount at $350,000. Heard also won one counterclaim and was awarded $2 million. After the verdict, Johnny said, "The jury gave me my life back." For him, it was about clearing his name. For Heard, the outcome triggered mixed reactions. Their trial wasn't just legal, it became a cultural moment, sparking global debates about truth, abuse, and fame. And just when the world thought his glow-up was complete, a single photo with a single smile would say more than words ever could. Let us tell you the details. Silver Fox and career revival. After the storm of court battles and headlines, many people wondered if Johnny Depp would ever return to the big screen. Some thought his Hollywood journey was over, but Johnny had other plans. In 2023, the buzz around him wasn't about drama, it was about transformation. A new movie was announced, Day Drinker, a romantic drama full of mystery and emotional depth. The plot follows an eccentric bartender who helps a newlywed woman stuck in a confusing marriage. The story felt quiet and mature, a reflection of where Johnny was in life. But what truly grabbed attention was not just the film, it was his look. When the first photos from the set were released, they immediately went viral. In the pictures, Depp looked very different. Gray beard, silver hair, and a sharp black suit. He was barely recognizable, yet completely captivating. The man once known for his dark eyeliner and rock star vibe now looked elegant, wise, and calm. Fans flooded the internet with reactions. Some called it a Silver Fox glow-up, while others simply said, "Johnny's back." The change wasn't just physical, it carried meaning. It symbolized survival, healing, and growth after years of public struggle. The film also had a strong cast. Depp starred alongside Oscar winner Penelope Cruz and rising star Madeline Klein. Penelope Cruz plays his ex-wife, and Madeline Klein plays the new bride. The project promised emotional depth and powerful performances. For many, Day Drinker marked more than a comeback. It was a moment of calm after chaos, a new chapter where Depp wasn't chasing attention, but quietly showing strength. His new style of silver hair, thoughtful roles, and elegant presence was proof that reinvention could be graceful. That same year, Johnny also appeared at the Cannes Film Festival. Fans cheered and cameras followed, but Depp's words were more reserved. He said he didn't feel boycotted by Hollywood because he doesn't think about Hollywood anymore. It was a powerful statement from someone who had once lived in its center. He was no longer chasing fame, he was choosing peace. Whether Day Drinker becomes a hit or simply a quiet gem, one thing is clear: Johnny Depp is back. Not in the loud, chaotic way of the past, but with silver hair, sharp suits, and the quiet power of someone who has been through fire and comes out the other side. Was this polished return just the beginning, or had something even more personal been transforming beneath the surface all along? The glow-up era. Johnny Depp's comeback wasn't just professional, it was personal. After years of legal battles, public scrutiny, and emotional stress, he didn't just return to the spotlight. He returned looking like a new man. And this time, it wasn't a movie role that sparked headlines, it was his smile. One of the biggest surprises was Johnny's teeth transformation. For years, fans had noticed the actor's worn and stained teeth. They had become part of his mysterious, rugged look. But in 2023, photos showed a different image entirely. His teeth had been restored, revealing a clean, bright smile that shocked both fans and the media. The change wasn't subtle, it was stunning. Depp looked refreshed, lighter, and above all, peaceful. When fans saw the change, they were shocked in a good way. Social media filled with comments celebrating his glow-up, with many saying it was the happiest he had looked in years. One photo especially caught the world's attention. At a museum in Paris, Depp was seen taking a smiling selfie with his Day Drinker co-star Penelope Cruz. The picture trended instantly. Johnny looked happy, glowing, and relaxed. His silver hair, tidy beard, sharp suit, and bright smile made fans pause not because he looked younger, but because he looked healed. For a man whose public image had once been dominated by tabloid stories, this was a powerful shift. Fans no longer saw just the actor or the courtroom figure. They saw someone who had weathered storms and come through stronger, softer, and more grounded. This wasn't just a cosmetic change. Depp's glow-up symbolized something deeper. It was like a message he had turned the page, moved on, and embraced peace. He no longer looked like someone carrying the weight of the world. He looked like someone free. Interviews during this time showed a man more reserved and thoughtful. He talked less about fame and more about creativity, art, and healing. For someone who had once been everywhere, Depp now seemed to enjoy being seen only when it mattered. The smile, the suit, the stillness in his eyes all pointed to a man who had reinvented himself, not just for the public, but for his own peace. It wasn't a comeback. It was a quiet rebirth. What do you think of Johnny Depp's transformation? Is this his ultimate comeback? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe before you go.